Tomorrow, big voting day in New York, and I personally don't know a lot about the voting system and how important it is, but Valeisha Butterfield-Jones is here, and she is going to be breaking it down for us. Why is it so important for tomorrow, and what are we voting for tomorrow?
We elect our president every 4 years, but each 2 years after that, we have to elect our local and state officials. So members of Congress here in New York, the governor's race is a big one, the attorney general, so it really does matter. I think so often young people think that it doesn't matter, you know, if we're not electing our president and they don't turn out. But tomorrow is so important because those are the people who really make decisions about the way you live every day.
Well, I don't think it's true that the turnout for black women is expected to be down for the midterm election.
No, black women have led turnout among all women traditionally over the last decade. And so black women are expected once again tomorrow to turn out in droves, but we can't take that for granted. But Republicans and Democrats are banking on black women turning out, and they've spent a lot of money over the last few months to make sure that we do. So tomorrow I expect a great turnout from black women.
A lot of people have, that I've spoken to about tomorrow voting, they have the fear of, being asked for their IDs, the polls not having the proper names on there. Like, what are some things that maybe you could help people be at ease? Like, they'll have questions for it.
Voter suppression is real. So you are going to see in a lot of important districts long lines. But if we can stand in line for Jordan, I know I do, or for the iPhone 6,
right,
then we could certainly spend 20 minutes or an hour even in line to vote for somebody who's really going to matter in our lives every single day. So yes, we should expect long lines at the polls. I voted early last week, and there was a long line even then. But it's worth it. And so I just want to be clear that, it's not necessarily going to be a breeze tomorrow, but be prepared to spend, a few minutes of your time and make sure that you know that it's a worthwhile investment. Think about that. That's your health care. That's the minimum wage of jobs, making sure that jobs are available. Right now we see a spike and a trend in the unemployment rate going down, and we have to make sure that we're continuing to send that trend in motion. And so right now it's so important that we elect people who represent us and the issues that matter. We see on, big news networks all the talk about, all this political jargon and, diseases that are going around and things like that. But really at the end of the day, it's about jobs. It's about health care. It's about making sure that the people we elect represent us in a way that we see fit. And so it really does matter that we get the right people in office. You cannot complain if you're not willing to make a difference. And so just like we support artists and albums with our, buying records and downloading music, same thing here. One vote really does matter, and we will definitely see tomorrow people elected in office if we turn out that represent us.
All right, we keep saying everyone cast your votes. It's important, but why is it important for black women to cast their vote?
First of all, there are 20 million black women in this country, and we control 43% of the spending power in our households and the voting decisions of our households. So one, our decision as black women on who we vote for sets the trend for our family. So that's one. But then two, there's so many issues at stake for us. Reproductive rights for women. Also equal pay for women, making sure that we are paid the same amount as men for the same work. And so there's so many issues at stake as black women, and you've seen in the last election, 2012 as well as in 2008, black women, we were the reason, I'm going to call it like it is, we were the reason that President Obama was elected. We played such an instrumental role in that, not only as black women, but as black people. And so, clearly we're the head of household in most cases. So many of us are single women, and it's so important that we elect people tomorrow as black women that can represent us, but most importantly can help us with our day-to-day lives. So again, that goes back to, who we are as women. Are we going to get the equal pay that we deserve? And there's so many issues at stake. And so, yeah, as black women, we are stay glued to reality TV. You look at Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if we are willing to watch that and spend so many hours a week invested in reality TV, we can certainly spend and invest one day of our lives every 2 years and every 4 years to making votes that matter.
And this midterm election helps our future president get the laws that he promised us to get passed. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Although we have a black president, we still need a working Congress. And so that requires us to vote people in office to represent us so he can do his job.